Hi there. I was thinking about some of the football team names, some of the baseball team names, and I came across one that was quite something, so I thought I'd share it with you. But just before I do that, I wanted to say something funny about college team names because I have gone to the University of Wisconsin and they're called Badgers. If you go up to Minnesota and you go to college, you're a Gopher. And you sometimes think, well, that's so peculiar because typically we have like predatory names, although I must say, like the New York Jets are the Jets. I'm sure they had lots of airplanes and airports up there at some point in their history. But this one has to do with Houston. And the name of the baseball team that they established in 1962, they were called the Colt 45s. You oftentimes wonder about mascots. I mean, I think Gophers and Badgers is interesting enough, but I wonder what they would have done. Would they have been carrying a Colt 45? Would they be careful to make sure that no one got shot by it? The Colt 45s, the Houston Colt 45s. But that team did so poorly that they finally said, let's rename ourselves. And in 1964, they renamed themselves the Houston Astros. Why the Astros? Why that word? Because Houston had become a big deal in the whole space race thing and the satellites that we sent and the astronauts that we sent. And so because of the astronauts, they were the Houston Astros, and that's what they're still called today. There are lots of other teams, but one of the things that I find weird, and I don't want to hurt Atlanta's or Alabama's feelings, or Alaska's for that matter, but can you imagine the Colt 45? So could you imagine the Atlanta AK-47s or the Alabama AK-47s? Can you just imagine where our brains are? And then I want you to think about this. We have lots of things like the Detroit Lions. There's no lions in Detroit except at the zoo. And why can't we ever use animals like zebras, which are very ornery, by the way, or giraffes, or some of the other animals of the world? Why do they have to be predatory, like falcons and eagles and seahawks, or Bengals, lions? It's just kind of interesting. I will say that I do admire Miami, though, because at least they have a nice animal with a big brain that's pretty nice, and they're the Dolphins, and that doesn't seem to ever be demoting their predatory nature. But I just find it funny, the kinds of things that we use to name teams on. So there's a silly one, and you have a nice day.